Hey guys, what's up? Today I got a pretty interesting interview. We got Lior here. He is the founder of AutoDS. He has this really interesting software that helps everyday people get into dropshipping when it comes to, I think, eBay dropshipping, basic marketplace dropshipping. Their app does a bunch of things. I just really am excited to have him on because he is a pretty successful sort of founder, and I really want to hear about his story, and that's sort of why I brought him on. So yeah, hey Lior, how's your week been?
Thanks for having me here, Andy. I'm super excited.
How did you get started, Lior? How did your entrepreneur journey start? And I guess how long ago has it been?
I started around 11 years ago with eBay dropshipping. And the story is a bit funny. I started accidentally. I was looking to buy a cell phone online. At this time, I saw the phone there for a price. And then I went to eBay because I wanted to buy it on eBay. And I saw the same phone with a much more expensive price. At this time I was a kid, I was 14 years old. So what I did is that I just decided to try, and I just copied everything manually, pasted it on eBay, and within like 3 or 4 hours, I sold this phone with like $30 or $40 in profits. For me, it was amazing at this time. So that's how I started my dropshipping journey.
That's super awesome. And how long were you sort of doing that style of dropshipping for?
I was doing this kind of dropshipping for years. I sold many different stuff, electronic gadgets, even followers for different things like Facebook and Instagram. And then I was blocked on eBay, and it was pretty exciting way. After, let's say, around 5 years ago from now, I started with dropshipping from Amazon. This is also something that was started by luck, maybe. A friend of mine asked me to develop a small software for her that will monitor her prices and stocks, because she learned in a course how to do dropshipping from Amazon. And at this time, she didn't find any good tool to do that. So I developed something small for her. And then my business partner, and I said, why wouldn't we just create also a lot of stores for ourselves, and then develop a software that will run all these stores for us automatically? And that's basically how AutoDS started, because we created a software that was finding products for us automatically, importing them to our stores, doing price and stock monitoring and automated orders. We started to scale up. We had multiple stores, and then we went to some conferences in Israel, and we showed there what we do. And the reaction of people was like, wow, why you don't release this software to everyone? And at this moment, I saw that we can release something that will give value to people and save them time. So that's how AutoDS started, our automation software. We started first by big users, and then we decided to scale it and give it to more new customers and smaller users to use.
Interesting. So for the first 6 years, you were just doing dropshipping personally on your own. And were you doing it full time, or were you starting at the same time?
Oh, I did it like part-time dropshipping just to have some money, and in parallel I was learning development to be a developer. Initially, that's what I did. So when I was studying in the school, doing the dropshipping for the profits, for money, I also had an e-commerce store selling electronic cigarettes here in Israel. Also when I was like 15 years old. In parallel, I was learning development, and then I combined both of my skills together.
That's super awesome. So how old are you right now, Lior?
25.
Wow, so you started when you were like 14 years old, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So from the age of 14 to 20, you were just doing dropshipping on your own. And from 20 to 25, that's when you started working on the software.
Yeah, except like maybe 7 days in my life, I never really worked somewhere. So all my life was like entrepreneurship and dropshipping and e-commerce.
What were your biggest days? Like, what was the potential? Were you able to make like a full-time living out of that? And what was sort of like the numbers like back then?
So first, at this time, it was much easier than now, to be honest, and just to put everything on the table. And yeah, I was doing like all my profits from there. I always had enough money for living. So since 14, I never took anything from my parents or something like that.
That's awesome. And then when you transitioned into building the software, how did it start? Like in the first 1 or 2 years, were you just like bootstrapping, doing everything yourself, and you were just like struggling to get that first 10 clients, or did something blew up straight away? Like you went to the conference, you got a bunch of people that were interested, you had a bunch of clients straight away. What was that story like?
After the conference, first I got some contacts, and I was in contact with these people, and they just waited for us to release it for everyone, because it's also a process. So after like half a year, we were ready for that. We never raised money or something like that. Everything was just like from our pocket and then from the customers. We always grow. In the beginning, because I didn't really have an experience with software or with a real business that's growing, initially there were some debts to the bank and some mistakes that I did personally, because I didn't know that, hey, I will get now a VAT that I need to pay or stuff like that. That's how it started. So initially we just started to get clients and put all the budget back to the business to scale it, get one more developer, two more developers, then customer support, and step by step. Initially I did the customer support and development. Now I'm only managing, but that's how it grew. Like every time I just saw where we can scale faster and what positions can we bring to the business. We brought the right people, and that's how we scaled. And also initially, I personally did, I think, for the 150 first customers, personal onboarding for each of them to see what hard for them to understand and make the process much easier for them, and at the same time to learn more about their needs.
That's amazing. Right now, how much does the software or the average monthly cost?
So our minimum package is $8 a month for most of eBay dropshippers did sign up. For Shopify, our minimum package is $25, and for Facebook also around $20. So it's around $20 the average. Yeah, so it depends on the marketplace.
Do you know like what's the average lifetime value of a customer?
Our customers, mostly those who succeed, stay for years. Finally, it's dropshipping and something that people are looking for a quick money. A lot of people are coming and leaving very fast because are looking for easy money, and then they understand that it's a business and not easy money. It's around 4 or 5 months.
Wow. And how have you been able to deal with that challenge of, for example, 2017 dropshipping was really hot. So you probably got a bunch of clients, but then 2 or 3 months later, as the trend would die down, all those clients would then leave, and there's probably a lot of ups and downs. How did you deal with that, Lior? Especially when you have a lot of fixed running costs every single month.
So the problem there is this market always changes, and it's not just this that the e-commerce has the trends, but also one time eBay says something and then a lot of dropshippers are leaving because they're scared because of what eBay said, for example. Because we are a brand, right now we are the biggest dropshipping company for eBay dropshipping and Facebook dropshipping, and Shopify we started around half a year ago, so we are on the way there. People are just trust us. We do webinars and we do content every week. We do like 2 articles, 2 YouTube videos and so on to help people to adapt. So after we started to do that, it became much easier. People started to stop afraiding and become much more stable.
Did you have to go through like a period of say 6 to 12 months where you're putting in all this resources into creating content, education, webinars, spending a lot on ads, but since that all those things that take time, was there like a 6 to 12 month tough period where you're just like spending resources and everything was just slowly growing and it eventually worked out over time? How do you get to stability, I guess?
Yeah, it's a hard process. It's hard to figure out the things. We have a very experienced marketing leader and team to make things happen. But yeah, in the beginning it was very hard because all the budget was spent to trying to grow, because we could just decide, okay, we have now 3,000 customers, it's good enough for me to make enough profits, and here we will just stay. Like, that's what most of our competitors do, but that's not our goal. Our goal is really to become an all-in-one software and a platform that can save people as much time as possible. So there are hard times, but we always trying to adapt and trying to scale.
Interesting, yeah, because given that your average lifetime value is 4 months, you're always having people come in and come out. You need like a consistent system for new clients. How did you build up that system where you're consistently always getting new clients to replace the old ones that gave up or dropped out?
So basically, we are just trying to do what people need. So if people need content and they need education, that's what we do. We're just focusing on help people, and people just come and we have a very strong. People refer each other. We have something very strong there that people like us, and just telling to their friends about us and spreading the word about AutoDS. So that's something that really helps us a lot. Also, we have YouTubers who talk about us. So these YouTubers and courses are there, and they are always there because part of them tried maybe during the day to work with other tools, but we just there to work with them and give their audience the best thing they are looking for.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. Like, you guys have a really strong organic foundation. You have like a strong SEO, YouTube, different like influencers, Instagram. How have you been able to track where leads come from? Is that something you guys are able to track? What does well, so to double down on SEO or double down on YouTube? Do you just sort of see which brings in the most views, and then views equate to customers? What's been the best way for you to track which organic platform has done the best, so you could double down and hire more employees to go hard on that organic traffic?
So we have an entire system there, and we have the analyst that I said. All what he does is creating dashboards for us, and we're paying him a lot of money a month just to create dashboards where we can take a look about what works for us and what doesn't work for us. It was a process of 1.5 years until we saw that the dashboards are giving us value. So it was super long process just to see something very small that's working, and we can get decisions from these dashboards. And now we have a meeting every week and just trying to improve it more and more to get more decisions and smarter decisions.
Wow, so did you guys develop the dashboard from scratch? Your very own dashboard?
Yeah, we are using a Google Data Studio, and in this Data Studio we just have a lot of dashboards. We have like 30 dashboards at least of different data and graphs, and it's crazy.
And does the dashboard just work on tracking pixel or UTM links? Because you do put in AutoDS.com on all your social media, so they all go to the same link. So I guess is the dashboard giving data based on UTM links, or how does that work?
Yeah, so we have the UTMs, we code every link that we send somewhere. We also did some custom development there for this to understand better the things and to code specific pages with specific UTMs. Yeah, we did a lot of mistakes on the way. For example, coding the wrong links with the wrong UTMs, types of UTM, or overridden UTMs that we shouldn't do that, and many different stuff.
How you know that you have the YouTube, you have the SEO, you have all these different parts, and you're probably trying to make it work, try to upload different content, try to grow those social media platforms. Since you don't have the dashboard set up, you don't know if you're getting any return on investment on the team that's handling, let's say, YouTube. How do you keep going, like sort of blind?
So our position is, even today with the dashboard, we still sometimes decide that we don't want to trust the dashboard. It's not super professional, but our mind is that we give people what they want. So if we know that our users are looking for the content on YouTube, we will do YouTube for them. And if they need a podcast, we will create a podcast for them. And we don't care about what the data shows or what the views show. We will just keep doing that because we know that the users are there and they want to see us there. I'm a dropshipper, and maybe at least 50% of AutoDS are currently dropshipping, or we are past dropshippers. So most of our team are dropshippers, and so it's easy for us to understand the audience better. We really struggled to bring these people who are dropshippers. It's not easy to get people to customer support who were dropshippers before, know English, and they are at the right time that we need them. So yeah, we're just giving the people what they are looking for at the places they are looking for.
And this is something I learned from a person named Sam Ovens, that you can find your best team members, best employees from your own customer base. I've sort of hired a sales team from my customer base. I haven't hired too many positions from my customer base, but you've sort of seemed to have been successful at that. Tell me about your recruiting process and what have you found worked best?
First, our customer support manager, she's with us for 4 years, and she was like one of the first customers on AutoDS. It's a funny story because how I met her is because in the beginning we had a huge bug that basically put her entire store on sale for $1. And she contacted me it was like 3 a.m. I was working at this time consistently. That's how I met her, for example. Just a customer who we had a good connection after that, and she started to work with us. Sometimes we post on our groups that we are looking for people, on our WhatsApp groups. I have a personal touch with many dropshippers. I'm trying to do that a little bit less now because I'm trying to focus on growing the business. But still, when I talk with people, I'm always trying to see if they can be a good match for out of our positions. If we see someone good, we will find what to do with him. For example, our YouTuber right now, the content manager, he also was a customer for like 3 or 4 years on AutoDS. He's super professional dropshipper. And also he was in touch with me, and then one day he told me, "Hey Lior, do you want me to fix some of your spelling mistakes on your post because I'm American?" And I said, yeah, sure. So that's how we started. He just started to fix my posts. Then we told him, "Hey, do you want to create a blog post for us maybe to see how we can do that?" And now he is a full-time content manager on AutoDS, creating blogs, YouTube videos, podcasts, and everything.
That's super awesome. So right now I have, roughly 25 plus employees, but a lot of them are based in like Philippines, South Africa, Asia. So a lot of their sort of wages are, anywhere from 300 to 600 USD per month. Now, I definitely want to grow my team with more people that understand, say, dropshipping. But my customer base, I don't have many Filipino sort of students. A lot of the customers come from, first world countries. And it's, if I have a developer that I'm paying 600 a month, and then there's like another person from the United States, he has developed experience, but he's expecting like $4,000 a month. How do I start slowly hiring, like, what's the step forward? Because I know you have people all over the world. So you probably have people paying, US wages and then sort of third world country wages. How do you figure out that?
We are around 60 people right now in AutoDS. We have people from around 10 different countries on AutoDS. The salaries are according to the country where the people live. So if someone is from Philippines, it will be a good salary for Philippines, but it still will be a salary for Philippines. If someone is from the US, it will be a salary that is adapted for US and so on. I don't really know or can say the average salaries, but yeah, that's our process. Right? We do it we will give a good enough salary for the specific country. I don't believe that a startup should pay too much, like too high salaries, because we are looking for people who love their job, and that's one of our main criteria. For sure, those who are good will grow with their salary over time, but the process is always start less and then grow, because this how I can find the real passion in people. We don't look for people that we need, to sit on their head and, hey, why don't work? We don't believe, I cannot work with people who don't like what they do, and it just doesn't work for me. So everyone on AutoDS really like their job and their position.
That's super amazing. One thing that I found that was like a dilemma was that, for example, hiring someone from, let's say, India, Philippines, or certain European countries, their wage will be 5 times less than a wage of someone, say, from US. But the US person might only be twice as better because maybe they're more educated, maybe they're more fluent English. Is that something that you deal with where even though they're twice as better, you're willing to pay 5 times the amount?
Our marketing project manager is from Morocco. It's called Fulfilled by AutoDS service. It's one team in AutoDS. Manager is from Philippines. Basically, all the team there are Filipinians, but they're super professionals. We really don't care about where is the people from at all. Like, we think that maybe there are countries that are better in something specific. For example, in my opinion, Ukraine is a good country for developers. We don't really care. Like, we know people from cheaper countries who are much better than anyone I found from the US or Israel or any more expensive country.
Interesting. Do you see skill match with sort of their salary, or do you just hire anyone that's good, no matter the salary?
No, we just hire by if someone is good or not. Not always the skills are like by the professionalism of the people.
What's the plan for, let's say, the next 5 years?
So in the last half years, what we did is to develop AutoDS version 2, which was just released a few months ago. And the main reason why we did that is first to give better customer experience after we understood better our customers and what they need and learn from all the mistakes. By the way, it's something that no tool in the world did in our niche. Then we wanted to allow AutoDS to grow faster for more selling channels. So in the next, not 5 years, but 1 year, we will add all of the different selling channels like Amazon, Walmart, Etsy, everything there, WooCommerce. And at the other hand, we want to bring much more suppliers. So right now we have over 20 suppliers on AutoDS, and our plan is just to add one supplier a week. And also we're working on some other innovative, interesting projects to save more time for dropshippers and help them to do some other tasks. But about this, I will not.
Got it. Now tell me about that. How have you been able to create feedback loops in order to learn what your customers need, choose what is worth doing and what might not be worth doing, implement that, but at the same time also thinking ahead of the customer, thinking what the customer doesn't know they need?
I think one of the most interesting interviews that I interviewed to these questions. First we have our feedbacks.autods.com system. It's a system where people can upvote for features they want. If you see something very bold, if you see something that a lot of people are voted, so we will develop it. Doesn't matter what we think, because if customers want this, we will give it to them. Another thing is that sometimes we are trying to push there some features that we would like to see what people are saying about, and sometimes we just doing that because first today we have an e-commerce department, so we have our own stores and we can see what works for us, and if something works for us, it will work for others also. And if they don't know how to use that, we will teach them how to use that. The example is around 2 years ago, eBay released something that they say that dropshipping is not allowed for marketplaces. And then some people decided that if they work without a software, so it will bring them better results. It's called a non-API or manual dropshipping. So what we did is that we just developed for these people a tool called AutoDS non-API, which means a tool that works like not a software, but it makes like mimic human activities to eBay. And it was a solution for these people, and they looked for something that will do something like that. So we just gave them a software that works not like a software, but actually doing everything automatically. And that's all. So we are really listening to our customers, and I think that's the key.
That's awesome. So let's say there's like 5 different popular requests from your customer. Is that 5 different projects that you would divide into 5 different developers? How do you sort of distribute customer requests along your developer, or does all your developers work on a bit of everything?
Like we have a team that works on suppliers, another one that works on features.
Makes sense. Okay, that's super interesting. I guess, tell us what AutoDS's target market is. What type of people would want to use your software instead of the main sort of company value or mission with AutoDS does?
Every dropshipper, or first let's start with this who want to start dropshipping. We help them during the process, and then every dropshipper from small to the biggest dropshippers in the world can find AutoDS helpful. And the only thing is that if their selling channel is supported, which for now are Shopify, Facebook, and Amazon, and eBay. Amazon is coming soon. Every dropshipper who wants to automate their business, it can be products finding, it can be products importing to their stores, pricing, stock monitoring from the suppliers, automated orders. So if someone has a lot of orders or even few orders and they want to save time, so they can log into AutoDS and we will process all their orders for them. Managing customer support on eBay, also something that we allow automatic price optimization. So everyone who is looking to make their life easier, save time, and they're doing dropshipping can use our software and get benefits from that. Another audience is people who already have a brand and want to increase their brand to more products. For example, if I sell, phone covers and they want to put other type of phone covers, but I don't have it in my warehouses, I can easily start dropshipping and raise my store to other directions and more products. And I think that's also a very good thing that we saw a lot of our customers doing. Or if the people who are already in my store, because I spent money on the advertising and now they're already there, so why not to give them many different options?
For example, right now, a lot of my students like to use AliExpress and they transition to CJ Dropshipping. How does your 3PL, your fulfillment compare to CJ Dropshipping? Because that's definitely something I'd like to hear about and maybe refer my students towards too.
So CJ Dropshipping is just one of our suppliers. So basically, if you work with CJ Dropshipping, we can automate your entire process there. So you can even CJ send some customers to us. Their biggest affiliators send customers to us, and I know people who are doing hundreds of orders there who are using our system. Why? Because it's just much easier for people to use. They can import any product from CJ with the click of a button using our tool to one Shopify store, to multiple, or even to eBay, Shopify, and Facebook together. And also, people can just load balance into AutoDS, and we will process all their orders from them from CJ directly. And more than that, they can also build listings from CJ and Banggood and AliExpress together if they want. So CJ is one of our 20 plus suppliers, and that's how we can help people automate their processes using CJ also. It also shows them after that dashboard with all their profits, helps them to see what sells, what doesn't sell. Basically, you even don't need to go to Shopify. If you sell on Shopify from CJ, it's all in one place. You don't need to go to Shopify to edit listings, don't need to go to CJ, everything together in AutoDS.
That's awesome. The last question I would have, this will probably be more for like the sort of not high level entrepreneurs, but the people that are starting to grow their team, because that's sort of what we sort of focused on this interview. What's your last piece of advice for sort of a founder that's looking to scale his operations? What advice may you have for him?
What I would say, and that's what I'm saying in any interview about dropshipping basically, is that consistency, that if you are consistent enough, you will succeed in the end, in the future. So basically, every business is hard. I don't know any business which is easy. A business that sells pizzas can get burned at one night, and dropshipping software can be burned in one night that has a huge bug. And you need just to understand that and keep going. Like, we had a lot of hard times, nothing easy, but you need to understand that after that, that's what builds us as business owners, and that's what builds the business. Like, you cannot build the business without issues or problems during your way. So just be consistent and keep going and stay focused. And that's all. I think that's the best advice I could give.
That's awesome, Lior. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate all the amazing feedback and golden nuggets that you sort of dropped on today's video. I know a lot of people will find what you say really motivating as well as valuable. And yeah, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Andy. I was very happy to give this interview, and it was super fun. I hope it will help to your audience. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Lior. Peace.